Good afternoon and welcome to Wings in Review. This Wings Week in Review. I'm Sean and I'm a returning citizen, and every week we bring you all the news from Wings for Life International, what we do, where donations go, who works here behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff, and we answer your questions live. And today I have a very how should I say, I'm very sorry today. I had a guest that was supposed to appear, Adam Oki, attorney at law, and he has a son that's very sick, and he wasn't able to make it. We'll try to reschedule him for next week. But today I'm going to introduce you to different members of Wings for Life. You can ask us questions, and we're going to tell you everything that happened this week. First, I'm going to introduce our founder, and Eden Filled Sweet. She's going to update you on a bunch of stuff that happened this week, and we got some really good news.
We do. We have some fabulous news. We are going to get funding for a building, and it looks like it's at the tune of $1,222 million. So this is really incredible. Of course, we're going to have to figure out how to get this money. It's not available right now. Bonds have to be sold. This is government. And we have to jump through all the hoops that they require. But believe me, I will be jumping through any hoop they give us. And so we are hoping that certainly by this time next year that we are in our own building, but maybe sooner, because we do have some money where we could start renting, and maybe we could find the building that we want to rent to be able to get into. So who knows? I don't know. But this week, that's our great news. And we are just thrilled with all the people that have helped us. And it couldn't be more exciting. Boy, I was laughing. I get excited about a $25 donation. And 1 million. And somebody said, well, you're the $1 million woman today. I said, well, I'm not, but Wings is $1,222,000. So we are thrilled. So that was, of course, our big news. Now, let's see. This week, oh, yes, we had the Cat in the Hat. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Cat in the Hat was with us. And we learned about reading. And some of the statistics are just so horrifying. There's a study that says that the reading level in prison is not quite fourth grade yet. The new Bible in the prisons is in fourth grade. And if you don't get your kids to read at a certain level, we know that by third grade, because that's when they do that really significant reading test, that there's another study that says most of them are going to end up in prison. And we don't ever want our beautiful little precious children to go to prison. And I was speaking years ago at the American Jail Association National Conference, and I was talking about reading, and we weren't really talking yet that much about these third grade reading tests. And this man stood up at the end and he said, I'm glad you mentioned reading. He said, in the state of Texas, and that's the biggest prison system in the world. He said, in the state of Texas, we give a reading test to third graders. And then we take that data and we start budgeting money to build prison beds based on third grade reading levels. So folks, if you're at home and you can't read, or your kids are not reading at a good level, and of course with COVID, we know that has hurt the kids so much, please read with them. Do everything you can to read with them, because it's really critical. So anyway, so that was what we learned last week. And of course, you can go to our website and you can check that one out, Dr. Seuss Read Across America Night. Then we just got our hot off the press. I don't know if you could see this. Probably not. Well, against your shirt, maybe, Sean, they could see it. Our Celebration of Champions, October the 28th in Albuquerque, in person at one of the nicest hotels of the state of New Mexico. And it's our big gala event, and we are going to have it, and we are going to celebrate, and we are going to, then they have another property on the grounds, another old Hispanic Pueblo style. You haven't seen it yet. It's a beautiful old home that used to be a restaurant, but now it's this entertainment place. And so they have all these different rooms. And so we'll have dancing with the Carrie Simmons band. And we always have a couple other musicians in different groups, maybe flamenco dancing, desserts and decadent desserts, we always say, and coffee and tea. And of course, then there's always a cash bar too. So that October the 28th, start saving the date for that one.
Let me just say hello to a few people out here, Ann, if you don't mind.
Sure.
We got TJ. He says, hey, Sean. Hey, TJ, how you doing? Katrina. Now, you guys have talked, right?
Yes, yes. Hi, Katrina. Glad you're back.
Alan Scott. Hey, Alan, how are you doing? Katrina says, Sean, my son has still not been moved. Hopefully next week.
Oh boy. You just have to have patience. You're dealing with the legal system. And
TJ, 7 months, and I'm still waiting to be sentenced. Maybe they'll change their mind, huh? No. It's tough. It's tough waiting to be sentenced.
It's awful.
That's the most important day of your whole life. I mean, that you'll never forget the day you get sentenced to prison.
Well,
who could forget that?
And my husband, who was in a federal situation, was 11 months, and that waiting is absolutely the worst. You're kind of in a holding pattern. You don't know what to do. You don't know if tomorrow he's going to be gone. You don't know what's going to happen. He couldn't really work. He couldn't travel. It becomes very, very difficult. And I'm really sorry.
Oh, and did he ever hear from his, you'll just get probation. And you don't walk around waiting years to get sentenced and then go to prison. It doesn't work. You'll get probation. Did he hear that kind of talk?
I don't remember.
That's what we hear. People don't.
Yeah.
You're 3-4 years for me before I got sentenced. People, they even forgot that I was out on bail, It's a long time. You forget, but you don't forget.
You don't forget. And it's that in between, when you know you've got something or you're doing it, it's so easy to just go forward. But that waiting is just the worst. I agree. It's just, I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. Yeah. Any other comments there? Or
just Katrina says she hasn't called you yet, but go on with the.
Oh yeah, feel free to call anytime, especially this weekend. Now we have our new schedule. Well, let me tell you about some upcoming topics that you're going to want to hear from. Monday night, the 14th at 6:00 our Mountain Time. It's Gangs Part 2. We've already aired Part 1. You can find that on our website. It's 3 different gang members. And in this one, I think it's this one particularly, but both of them, they talked about how they fell behind in school. And they had disabilities, learning disabilities. And so it didn't get picked up. And then they were put in the slow reading group. And then they were feeling like they were really dumb and all the rest of the kids were making fun of them. So what'd they do? Oh, we're going to show you, and ended up all joining and very violent gangs.
That's a way out. Join a gang. It's a way out.
Yeah.
The gang doesn't care if you can read or write. They'll take you in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the bottom line, I think the most significant thing, and I tell everybody that I talk to about this talk, is they said there are 2 things ultimately that are going to happen to anybody in a gang. 2 things. And I always like to remind them there's a third option. But the 2 that they share is guaranteed. I don't care. And they say, I don't care how many mansions, how many cars, how many boats, how many women, how many wild times. There are 2 ultimate options, death or incarceration. And I don't think either of those are very good options for anybody. So you can have the fanciest lifestyle, but if your ultimate is death or incarceration, let's move forward. And every one of those 3 had lost everything that they had prior to going to prison. And now they're out and they're struggling and working at, minimum wage jobs and trying to make ends meet. But the third option I like to remind them of is that they can turn their lives around. And they talk about that too. And they talk about how they got out of the gangs and how they said they were going family. That's kind of the terminology, I guess. In prison, you go Christian if you don't want to get the gang. And when you get on the outside, you're going family, but you have to go family. And you can't be beating around the bush and dabbling with the gangs then either. So that's coming up. And then a very interesting man that following right up with that, named Charles Rogers. He's one of our returning citizens, but he came out of Angola. And you probably have all heard of that famous Angola prison. And used to be the most notorious, the worst place ever. He had a death sentence. He was there for life. And I think he was on death row even. And then the Burl Cain, that very famous warden, went in and introduced faith-based programming and then brought in the seminarian program. And Charles became one of the seminarians. And then he was given the opportunity to go in and work in hospice because at Angola, they're there to die. And so they had a huge hospice area. And so he went in and he worked with them. And then Oprah went in and did a documentary. And when Oprah got to know him and her staff got to know him, and they heard his story, which is that universal story of why people get involved in and have all these problems in the first place. You need to see that because it's really powerful, because he kind of walks us through why he ended up where he did. And then he will be speaking on the 21st, and he is now in Miami and running his own successful business, but he will be joining us hopefully by Zoom. And but he taped here in Albuquerque. So sure hope you'll be joining us with that. And then we'll have our upcoming schedule coming up for spring going into June. And so we are busy around here.
I want to take a moment to tell you guys about our YouTube memberships and a special contest we're going to have. I'm going to give it all week. So this is what I did. So we have different memberships. This is a homemade Pueblo, handcrafted New Mexico Pueblo, and made by yours truly. This is one of the projects that we make in our Wings Works project. So we have a workshop. We are hiring a couple people right now. If anybody in the Albuquerque area just out of prison, give us a call. The number's on the screen, and we can help. We are hiring right now. So please give us a call. But these are one of the items that we make. But our memberships, we have 3 memberships. They start at $1.99 a month. They go up from there. But if you just join the $1.99 membership, over the next week, we're going to choose somebody at random, and we will send you this handcrafted Pueblo for any membership you join. If you do join our premium membership, you'll get a gift like this every month. But all the memberships have different perks. Some of them will do a shout out, a free commercial for you, for your organization, for your family. We have blooper videos. We have live member chats. We have one-on-one phone calls we can do with you. And we have lots of gifts to give out and raffles and stuff. So during the next week, if you hit the join button, it's right under any video. Just join. Just click it, and it'll tell you how to use your PayPal or your credit card. It's $1.99 a month. It's tax deductible. Just give us a call. We'll send you the tax forms. It goes for a good charity. And this week we're giving away this homemade Pueblo.
Well, and the neat thing about the Pueblo, turn it around, Sean.
Oh, yes. There's a light that goes in it.
Yeah. and so
there's a light bulb that plugs in the back. The whole thing lights up.
Yeah, and it's based off of the Taos Pueblo that Sean has yet to see, so he doesn't know, but he was taught how to make this. And so these retail in stores for about $60. And he made that. That's one of the products that we are making now with our Wings Works. But it really is beautiful. And Sean, that's really kind of you, because that was your very first one. And I know it's very hard to make. And we are very excited about all these products that we're going to be doing, because Wings Works, we're taking over from a wholesaler. And this will be wholesaled out, and then we'll be selling it, of course, online too.
And we have T-shirts and coffee mugs and lots of arts and crafts made by inmates, and we'll be giving them all out to the members. So hit that join button. I got a few more comments to catch up on here. Let's see. Katrina, I got my hair trimmed yesterday, went for a ride in the sunshine, and listened to music. Stopped and got an ice cream cone, all for me. You did that. You took a Katrina day.
Hey, that's what we were talking about.
Last week we were telling Katrina, take a day for yourself.
We're proud of you.
She's been putting all her time and energy and her love into helping her son that's in prison and get him home.
That's important, but it can't be all your time.
Harvey Talks Prison. Hello. Hey, everyone. Harvey's got a great channel, guys. Harvey Talks Prison. He did 29 years, Missouri State Prison. He'll tell you all about it. Check out his channel. Harvey's a good man. He's been on my show. I did an interview with him. He's a good guy. He's turned his life around too. 29 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Long time.
Who we got here? Evan Einstein? Oh, Einstein. Hey, guys. Waiting on my pre-sentence report. Any advice on how I can get placed in a particular camp? I'm hoping to go to FCI Elkton, which has a camp attached and is pretty close to my house for VI. Is that Virginia, I think? On sentencing day, you can request to go to the camp or wherever they're going to send you, but you can request your designation. Sometimes it's because of a medical reason. They have a better medical program. Maybe there's an RDAP program that's the drug program, and they only have it at certain locations. They only have the dog.
Your family. If you've got family.
Family's another one.
Because my husband was placed the closest to us.
If you don't say anything, it's within 500 miles supposedly.
Yeah, I would. Your attorney can do that. Our attorney did it for my husband.
Most of the time, they'll grant your request.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard that too much people not getting where they go, unless you have a co-defendant that's already there and they don't want you guys together, something like that.
Yeah, that could be a problem, but yeah. So I would check on that right away. Talk to your attorney about that.
Yeah, Katrina says have your lawyer ask. And Raymond, from Iberia. He is there.
Oh, Raymond, you're here.
Viewing from Liberia, West Africa. And we're gonna get him on the show unless we want to try to do it again right now.
Well, Raymond, we can't really. I
can send him the email. Raymond, I'm gonna try to send you an invite right now to your correct email address. And all you gotta do is click the link and it should let you right on.
So I'll talk a little bit about Liberia while we're trying to get Raymond on, because Raymond is actively doing our Wings for Life program. He is the director in Liberia, which is West Africa. And if you're not familiar with Africa, as it curves out, it's right on the curve of the continent of Africa.
I need his email.
It's Raymond Fala, Fala. Bombo@gmail. There you go. You got it right there.
That's it?
Oh. Yep, that's it right there. The whole thing.
That's what I maybe did last.
Yep.
Okay.
The whole thing.
We'll see.
And so anyway, Raymond, it's very exciting. Our board has pledged some money to get them a building to rent. So here we are just with hopes of getting a new building, and he is getting a building to rent. And the lease says 30 years with an option to extend for 10 more years in a very good area. And he is going to train returning citizens and or young people that might possibly be getting into trouble. And of course, if you don't have a job and you got to eat, how are you going to do it? And we don't want you out stealing. So he's going to be starting a business. Now, Liberia has huge forests, and they are allowed to cut lumber in certain areas. So he is going to be cutting the wood and then making all kinds of beautiful things. And they will do this on that property. Right now, it's a 4-bedroom, 1-bath house, but it has quite a large area in the back. And they're going to build the work area in the back. And that's very exciting. And so I hope, is Raymond joining us?
I don't know yet. Raymond, let us know if that was the right email. I don't know.
Yeah.
You looked at it, right? That was the right spelling and everything?
I think that was right. Yeah.
Katrina says, ask the judge for 2 camps that you want. That way, if one is full, they will typically send you to the second one.
Good idea.
That advice came from a retired warden who is now a prison consultant. Most of the camps are not full right now because of COVID and CARES Act and Second Chances and First Step Act, and they sent a lot of people home early. But she's right, though. Have a backup choice.
Yeah. Or even a third that you don't mention, but you've already prepared to have as an option.
Harvey says, thanks, Sean. Thanks, Harvey. And did you see it, Einstein? Oh, yeah. Well, I just read it to him, too, Katrina. So hopefully he got that. And I don't know, Raymond, if you got that, or you could type in your email. Maybe we didn't get the email right. Let me, because he should pop up right here. He gets a Gmail and he just opens it up and it says click here, type in your name, and he's on. It's that easy. But thanks,
I think
Katrina.
It looked okay, but we'll
we're trying to see if we can get Raymond from Liberia.
So are there any other questions here? Because then I can open it up for other people.
Okay.
But
I got a couple other Wings for Life employees that are going to come over here and let you know what they do for Wings. We got Marty on deck and Mary to follow.
So I'll just highlight some upcoming events that we've got coming up, and then we'll let other people talk. We have a man who does a syndicated radio show that is not only in New Mexico but across quite a few states. He's been doing this for many years. His name is Lawrence Castillo, and it's Laying It on the Line, Money Management. So he'll be coming in April. Then we've got a returning citizen who's going to talk about how to start your own business. And he has started a very successful business. Then there's something I'm very interested in. And the topic is fun crafts, and the craft stands for community reinforcement approach and family training. But they do crafts and they do activities with the family. So they're going to teach us some of these things that families can do. And I'm very excited about that. Then medication assisted treatment, myths and facts. So we get the truth about, and I assume she'll talk about methadone and all kinds of other things. We'll find out. Then we've got an excellent speaker, and she has already spoken for our Wings Week in Review. Shelley Rep, human trafficking awareness. Yeah. And she is so good.
Love that lady. She's doing good things.
Yeah. Does great work and is passionate about the work that she does and really has helped so many people. And then this is very interesting. At the University of New Mexico, we have someone who teaches in the law library the Bill of Rights. And she teaches this class. And I said, well, my gosh, it would be really good to have. We always, the Bill of Rights. And we're calling it the Bill of Rights 101. What are the basic Bill of Rights and what do they really mean to the average person? Because people start to throw that around, but what is it? So
I don't even know. I don't even know all my rights.
I know all of us don't, and especially how the lawyers interpret them. Then we have from the jail, our MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center, to CPA, and it's a 10-year journey and how he went from jail to become a CPA. So he's going to talk about that. And then we have something here called the Community Policing Council. We have 4 different councils in each quadrant of our city, the bigger areas. And so we're going to have somebody come in and talk about that Community Policing Council, what they do, how they do it, and how it's working here in Albuquerque and perhaps could be a model for other places. So we have a great lineup coming up here in April and May, and I hope you'll be joining us. So I think that's it. Unless there are any more questions, I'm going to go back to work.
Thank you, man. I think she's very busy. Yeah, she's no more questions. I don't know what that means. Oh, that's called spam.
Okay.
Marty, would you like to come over to the chair here and we're gonna introduce you to Marty? She works for Wings for Life, and she's gonna tell you what she does and how long you've been with Wings and what you get out of it all. This is Marty.
A lot of work and a lot of fun and getting to work with a lot of really great people. My name is Marty Wolfe, and I have a very long career in the world of communications, marketing, ran 200 events per year for a big multinational company, have lived all over the country. And I've known about Wings for maybe a year or so, but I really got involved this last summer when I came on to help work with the event that we were putting on in October. My role here is marketing director, and I do all of our news releases. I do the newsletter, work with the team on putting things on the web that people, not only Wings insiders, but everybody out there want to know about.
And you got a big project you're working on tomorrow, right?
I have a big project I'm working on tomorrow. I have a background in television production, and tomorrow we are doing 2 commercials that are going to air on the ABC affiliate here in Albuquerque, well, actually statewide, KOAT, and they're going to feature a returning citizen. And it's about car donations. We take in all kinds of vehicles and sell them and use the money for our programs and our support
So if
systems.
our viewers out there have a car, a boat, a trailer,
anything that is on wheels, and even boats,
and they can live where? What states can they live in?
They live in 48
states.
Yeah, we probably do also work in Alaska and Hawaii too. No, the person that runs this program for 57 charities, One Community Auto, can operate throughout the country. They can get, if you've got a car in Poughkeepsie, they can get that car, they can sell that car there, and the funds go to the remaining, other than cost of selling the
Now,
car.
can they go to the
comes straight
website to find out this
They
or a
can go
number?
to our website and they just say car donations, and it'll take them to a page that tells them exactly what
And
to
the
do.
website's scrolling across your screen there
Exactly.
as we speak.
wingsfli.org. Yeah. And what's ahead, I'll be working a lot on the event in October, which seems like a long way away, but as we know, those things come up really rapidly. And continuing to do the newsletters and the news releases and sharing great stories about all of our wonderful returning citizens sitting right here in the room, and all those that we continue to work with and support outside.
Well, thank you, Marty.
Okay.
Let me see. I got a couple comments here. Matthew, hey, what happened to Adam this week? Yeah, if you guys missed in the beginning, guys, Adam, he canceled. He's got a sick kid. He's at the hospital in Bernalillo with him, and so he let me know a little bit before the show started. He couldn't make it, so I'm going to reschedule him for next week. And I really apologize, guys, because I know I pushed the video all week long, and I was hoping to have him here too. You know, I talked to him on the phone for half an hour this week, and seems like a really good guy. He's been where I've been. You know, he's been in and out of jails, and then he became an MMA fighter, and then he had a role model that taught him how to do the MMA fighting, that talked him into going to college, and then he decided to go for law school and found out a felon can become a lawyer. He did all that stuff, and now he's a lawyer, and he's on TV, and he has commercials, and he's helping people out with he does family law, he does personal injury, and he does criminal law. And God, I was looking forward to having him on here, guys, but I apologize. Next week, life shows up. He has 6 kids, and today he's a father, so he's a father that can be there for him. So I got to give him that, you know, because a lot of us that went to prison or going to prison, we don't know how to be fathers, and we get out of prison, we still don't know. And so, you know, I kind of got to learn from that. You know, he put his family first before coming on this show, you know, and God bless him for that. And hopefully he'll be here next week, guys. And if he's busy next week, I will get him on again. Not again. I mean, he will be on here. But just that's what happened, guys. Apologize. And let's see. Katrina says, I just blocked that spammer. Everyone should. Yeah. Yeah. Let me fry the spam here. Block user there. I just fried some spam for you guys too. Trina says, you missed my joke before Matthew's comment. I did. You have the right to remain silent and get a longer sentence. Yeah, that's.
Tear up your paper.
And now I have Mary, and Mary's been here for a long time. I know that. She's the cornerstone of Wings for Life because she's always here doing something, always helping somebody, always there to greet somebody that comes in the door, help them with whatever they want. And Mary, this is Mary. Let you can tell them all about you and Wings for Life.
Okay, so I joined Wings for Life in 2012, and Returning Citizen invited me to a Monday night dinner, and I've been coming ever since. Recently, we just got through an 8-week program at the YDDC, and we have some young men that are very hopeful in their futures now. But I got to thinking, the time that I've been here at Wings and why I love Wings so much is Wings changes lives. It really does. I've got many stories to tell, but I'll just talk about a few of them. We were scheduled up at Clayton one year. The whole United States prison system was on lockdown. But since we had the family day scheduled, they went ahead and let us go in and do it. And so we did our program. The warden, who was new, was so impressed with the activities that we did and the feeling of the prisons that she let them visit for an extra hour. So not only do we go into prisons, but we bring families together. We sing songs, we play games, we dramatize Bible story,
dressed up in rags because you can't take costumes in. And we get pizza if they have a pizza place in their town. And
the prisons let you bring pizza in?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, boxed in. And then if they don't have one, we build sandwiches with our team. And if somebody comes in a little bit early, they join in. That's one thing about Wings is that you come, everybody is treated as respectful, and everybody participates. Another story is we were going out to east of town, and we took a young man who had been in the juvenile system. He went out with us, and he hadn't seen his dad in like 7 years. And so he met with his dad. He was sitting there, and his dad walked in and was behind him. He looked around, and he said, "You're my son." And so they hugged, and they started a new relationship. When he first met his dad was the worst prisoner in out east. I can't remember the city's name right now, but out east. And he became the best prisoner. The next time he brought his brother, whom he was having trouble with, and the dad talked to him. Third time he brought his daughter, I think it was, his daughter and his mom. And so, everybody's lives changed since, you're seeing somebody on a new level, without drugs, a close family relationship. Another time we went down to Roswell and did a Christmas get together in level 6. And if you don't know what level 6 is, it's 23 and 1, 23 hours in the cell and 1 out for exercise. There was 4 different gang members clubs there in one room. And so out in the yard, they probably would have killed themselves. But in there, they had the officers were dressed in full gear, and everything was fine because they were no longer gang members. They were fathers, like they talk about in the videos. They were fathers, they were husbands, they were uncles, and so they were part of the family. They were welcomed. And so we did our family. So we have pictures, if you go to our website, of 4 different gang members being angels, holding on to each other, So, we changed lives.
Yeah, if they can break their truce, or
right,
make a truce there, and they think they can do that on the inside.
Right.
When they get out, they can definitely do it
on the outside.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. Let's see. I check out on some comments here. Katrina, I already read that one. You missed my joke. Oh yeah, we did. We said that one. What was that? A state or federal prison that you did the family day with pizza? Pretty sure that was state prison, right?
Yeah, state prison. Yeah. The only federal prison that we have is down south near Texas, and that's a state and federal together, I think. Yeah, that we did in fact, we even did an outside party then, and we had one person that attended, and he drew up I think it was a pano. Yeah, the pano of our being together underneath a tent, greeting each other. Yeah, it's up on the walls here in our office.
But we do help federal prisoner people coming out of federal prison. New Mexico may not have any federal prisons in the state, but a lot of people from Albuquerque and other areas in New Mexico get sent to Arizona and Colorado, like me, and Texas. Then they got to come back here, and Wings is there waiting for them. So, so we do help. As a matter of fact, we have a couple employees. I'm one of them that did federal time that Wings has hired. So definitely help federal inmates. Right. Do we have any more questions out there? Let's see. Did I get everything? One more. You all do such amazing work helping change so many lives. Kathy D from Australia, right? If I'm not, I think she's from Australia, who has a son 8 years in prison. He'll be home in 8 years, though, right? Or is that right, Kathy? I don't mean to put you on blast, but we'll pray for your son. 8 years in an Australian prison. I'm not sure if that's worse than American prisons or better. What, Kathy D, from what you know about Australian prisons, can you tell us what you know the differences are? And I think that's it. What else do we got? What about donations? We got a bunch of donations this week. A stroll. Do you know who brought the stroller in?
It was some firemen that happened to walk by our place. Yeah, there was a couple of firemen that brought that in.
Okay. I know we got.
There was somebody by the name of Marty.
Marty,
yeah, who dropped some stuff that her son left. He moved to Hawaii and had a storage unit and decided that he didn't have enough money to send it all over, so she brought it here to Wings. And Marty's been to us when we were live, and she says, when are we going to start back together? And that's half the battle, being there in person, being able to look somebody in the eye, being non-judgmental, which Wings is non-judgmental, and sharing dinner around the dinner table, sharing people's thoughts, the difficulties that they've had in their life. So.
Kathy D says, correct. Australia,
Yeah.
Sean, tell Audrey to watch her mail. Oh, Audrey. So she's talking about a lady named Audrey who's in prison right now that I used to talk to before she went in. And Katrina is sending her something very nice in the mail. So I will tell her. I have her email. Katrina, if you want to get later on, text me your email so I can email Audrey and give her your email, or she'll get it in the mail, but then she can email you on the core links, if that all makes sense to anybody. So she's in a federal prison. For you, the rest of you that don't understand, federal prison inmates have an email access. State prisoners do not. They cost them 10 cents a minute to email a letter or read the letter. Then they only get to do text, 1980s style email. But the state prisoners, they have to write the letters by hand. But state prisoners get tablets that have all kinds of videos and information and stuff on them. The federal prisoners do not. State prisoners get their own TV set. Federal prisoners do not get their own TV. They got to go watch it in a special room. So there's differences. If you ask me which one's better, I mean, it really depends. I don't know. If you had your own cell with your own TV, and some state prisons, they got their own little cooking little thing to cook your food, and you can order special food and have food shipped in from the outside. And some people think the state prisons are much better than the federal prisons. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're both locked down. It's prison. You're away from your family. You're away from the world. And when I was in prison, many days and nights, I wondered if anybody ever knew I existed or they ever would know that I existed. So today I'm grateful to be out of prison and know that I exist. And I have people around me that remind me that I exist, but it's a good feeling. So, I made it through that, and I hope any of you never have to go to prison. And ones of you have loved ones in prison, they will get out. I know everybody that on here, I kind of know a little personally, everybody has an out date. I haven't talked to anybody doing life in prison yet, but when I do, I want to be there for that person too. The world still, even if you're doing life, you still can have a life. But that's a whole nother topic. Let's see here. What does she say? Okay. Not her mail, I guess her commissary account. Oh, her commissary account. I didn't want to say, but Katrina put some money on Audrey's commissary. God bless you, Katrina, for doing that. And again, let me know your email address. Text it to me later so I can give it to Audrey, and then you two can email each other. And Kathy D says, where my son is, it seems to be okay. He recently got moved from the cells to a cottage, which hold 8 prisoners and have more freedom, like cooking their own meals. They have no email access. So Australia has little cottages for the prison. I've heard a lot of other countries treat their prisoners a lot better than America. I saw pictures of a prison in Sweden, and man, it was
Yeah.
like a little luxury apartment almost.
Mhm.
I mean,
And the residual rate is low.
oh yeah, and they have lots of programs and education and they paying jobs while you're in there. I mean, not
Yeah.
12 cents an hour like I got. You can actually save some money when you get out of prison. And so we're behind the world in a lot in this country. You know, I think we put more people in prison than any other country, right? Everybody agree? Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That's very true. What we got here? Thanks, great. Oh, that's great, Kathy. Okay. So, any more questions, guys, or we're gonna wrap it up? Next week I will have. Hopefully, I will have Adam Oki back next week. If not, I will have a great guest. I promise. But things happen, like I said. He put family first. His son was sick, and he put his. You know, he's a lawyer, and who knows he may have rescheduled the court date and everything else because he's in recovery as well, and I think he's got 15 years off drugs and alcohol, and he's turned his life around. And today he puts his family first, puts God first, and the job and any other commitments. His son came first today, so he had to take his son to the hospital. And I hope his son will turn out all right. But you guys will meet him hopefully next week. Let me see if there's any other comments here. Hope your son is okay, Katrina. God bless you, Kathy. God bless you, Katrina. Everybody. I'll see you next week. Same time, same bat channel, same bat time. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. And don't forget to join our membership and get a chance to win this Pueblo this week. Thank you, guys.
And Sean's going to sign it.
I will sign it. I will sign it. One more quick comment here. Still have not moved him out of the gym. Okay.